An old Talmud came to visit Rav Aharon Leib Shteinman, and he hadn't been in his house for over 30 years, and he remarked, "Everything here still looks the same, Rebbe." To which Rav Aharon Leib smiled and he said, "It's not the house that's supposed to be updated and renovated. It's the people that live in the house that are really supposed to change." Rav Aharon Leib lived a life of incredible growth. He was always learning. Talmidim recall how he would always be hunched over his Gemara and would rarely go back to his room to sleep. He would doze off by his shtender for a few hours a night, and then he would resume learning. And his greatness in Torah ultimately led him to publish his famous work Ayelas HaShachar with 17 volumes on Shas and 5 volumes on Chumash. Yet a few years before his passing, when his son tried to arrange for him to be able to go learn in a quiet apartment somewhere else so that nobody else can bother him, Rav Aharon Leib politely declined. And he said, "If I do that, then where am I going to get zechusim from? People come to me at all hours of the night for advice and for brachas. I need to be able to have those zechusim." It was common knowledge that Rav Aharon Leib had such a warm and caring heart, and his Avas Yisrael was beyond. And that's why so many people would line up outside of his house to come on in for his Kabbalas Kahal, where he would greet people and meet with each one individually. And his sensitivities were so deep that most days after he had met with everybody, he would sit with his eyes closed for about 5 to 10 minutes, deep in thought and mumbling some words. And one time his grandson asked him, "Saba, are you preparing for the shir? Are you learning Kabbalah? What are you doing?" He said, "After I hear so many tsaras in Klal Yisrael, I can't help but feel for everybody's pain and spend a few minutes davening for each and every single individual." Rav Aharon Leib was always looking to see what he could do for individuals, and despite his own personal poverty, would put money in envelopes and deliver them to Avreichim in need. After Rebbetzin Shteinman had passed away, several grandchildren would come on Shabbos and sing Zmiros with Rav Shteinman to liven up his meal. And after this was going on for 7 years, Rav Shteinman told them, "We have to stop." And they said, "Why? What's the problem?" To which he responded that my neighbor upstairs passed away last week, and there's an almana living there, and how is she going to feel when she hears the beautiful zmiras of the Shabbos meal that's coming from our apartment, and it reminds her of the beautiful days together with her husband when she had beautiful Shabbos meals as well. And it was only after they found out that her grandchildren were also coming to sing zmiros with her that Rav Aharon Leib agreed that we could resume. And while his mind was so focused on individuals, he was just as focused on the entire Klal Yisrael as well. In 1998, when Rav Aharon Leib was already 84 years old, he decided that he has to build Torah throughout Eretz Yisrael. He started Yeshiva Orchos Torah in Bnei Brak, and then he went on to start another yeshiva, Rina Shel Torah in Carmiel. And as if that wasn't enough, he said we have to start Yeshiva Torah B'Tifarta in Ashdod, and then later decided to start Yeshiva near Zerach in southern Israel. He started yeshivas everywhere. He had started with 20 Talmidim, and over 20 years, he built it up to over 2,000 Talmidim and 1,300 Avreichim. But he didn't stop there. Rav Aharon Leib saw the incredible need for Kiruv in Eretz Yisrael, and that's why he got involved with Arachim, and he was one of the driving forces behind the start of Leib La'achim, one of the largest Kiruv organizations throughout Eretz Yisrael. And it's no wonder that Rav Chaim Kanievsky considered Rav Aharon Leib to be the leader to all of the yeshivas and mechanchim around the country. Roshei Yeshiva, Rabbeim, Kiruv professionals would all come to consult with Rav Aharon Leib and to get his expertise in chinuch and raising the bar as far as Klal Yisrael's children. Rav Aharon Leib believed that he was given a long life in order to strengthen Klal Yisrael, and for that reason he decided, even in his old age, to undertake missions traveling around the world. He said the purpose of these missions is to help increase Torah observance and Shmiras HaMitzvahs throughout the world, and that's exactly what happened. Like the fellow in the Marcel Jewish community who was scheduled to marry a non-Jewish girl 6 weeks later, yet the speech from Rav Aharon Leib touched him so deeply that he decided to break the engagement. And after speaking with Rav Aharon Leib several months later, telling him what happened, Rav Aharon Leib told him that now you've taken the first step, and after that, we have to learn what it means to really be a Jew. And this fellow sat down and he started learning, increasing his Torah and his mitzvahs, and today is a Marbitz Torah in Eretz Yisrael. Reb Aharon Leib was a mechanech, a posek, an advisor, a mechaber svarim. Throughout every single thing he did, it was all about one thing, about building Torah in Klal Yisrael. Now is the time we have to ask ourselves, can I learn a little bit more like Reb Aharon Leib? Can I develop my sensitivities a little bit more like Reb Aharon Leib? Can I become a person who cares about Torah and mitzvahs just like Reb Aharon Leib Shteinman?